Peepee. He's a little kitty. My little kitty, Peepee. I love it.
Let's get fired up. Yeah, Papa, you better get on your toes. This ain't your cat relaxing podcast. Came here to work. Welcome to the 9 Lives podcast. I'm your host, Anne-Marie Avey, aka Crazy Avey. Oh, that needs to be stirred. I love it how, like, so many girls I know, like, really, there's something about the stirring, just like stirring your drink and like really like the straw. I don't know if it comes from, you know, back in the day when we had to like churn butter all day, and now it's, since that is obsolete, we now use it to turn our coffees. It's like ingrained in all of us. Some hereditary trait that we were unaware of. Anyways, welcome to the 9 Lives podcast.
Papa Puff sitting right beside me, right, baby boy? You're such a good boy.
Oh no, now he's leaving. Now that I said it. His paw's caught in the bedding though, and he can't leave. Oh, interesting. Interesting. He's been, so ever since I made that Papa Puff in the tub video, he's gone ape shit. If you haven't seen the video that I made a couple weeks ago, it's a video where he's just in the tub and I do the laser pointer in there and he goes crazy for it. And I've created a monster because now he'll literally meow from the tub in order for you to come to him with the laser so he can have his exercise and fun. Like, it's just, so I have to like get up. Like before I could do the laser all from my bed and he'd like da-da-da-da. But now I try to do the laser and then he like gets excited and runs right into the bathroom and then meows and waits for me to get off my ass and go to the bathroom and then sit there as he plays in the tub. What have I done? What have I done? Created a monster. It's the same thing with like the covers. Like one time I let him underneath my covers, one time. And then he started this thing where it was like 3 a.m. and he would like bat my face or the covers and like dig at them until I opened it up. And then under the covers though, he thinks it's a fun game. So he's like running around. And then he wants to come out and then he wants to, it's just exhausting. And I'm like, how did this even start? Like, that is the thing that's so fucked up is it's like, he is a human being with his own agendas. Like, he's not a cat. He's a human being. He likes his things the way he likes it. He likes to do the things he likes to do on his own time whenever he wants. He is his own human being. He is a human being in a cat, and he likes to do things the way he likes to do it. And he doesn't share. He doesn't really compromise, doesn't know what that means. He's a monster.
And I love him so much. He's totally a monster and drives me so crazy that I want to shoot my brains out, but I love him.
He's like, if you're watching the YouTube, he's like playing right beside me because he's so cute. Anyways, my cats are the best, though. I have to agree. I have to let you know. They're the best. I'm sure just like your cats are the best. You know, we could sit here and argue all day and I could seriously run circles around you and I would win every time because actually my cats are the best. And let me tell you why. One, they do my videos. Like the fact that my cats like every week show up and allow me to videotape them into some kind of scene is mind-blowing. I don't know if you've ever like tried to take pictures of cats, which is why I think the internet exploded cats like People always ask me like, why is the internet so into cats? It's like, because cats normally don't show their personalities that well unless they're in a comfortable environment with people who they are comfortable with. And then they show who they really are. Pepe is looking at me. Isn't that right, Pepe? Pepe, isn't that right? See, he like knows his name and like knows what I'm talking about. Right, Pepe? Yeah, it's like totally, you get what I'm saying. He gets what I'm saying. But like before, like so many cats, no one would see him and like you'd have to take your friend's word for it. They're like, look, he's hiding under the bed, but actually he's like so nice, da 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 da. So we get these moments with our phones when they're at their most relaxed and at their highest form of their personality, because they don't have any distractions or not scared of anything. It's just you. So then you take out your little phone and you give them all the goodness, and then you can post it on the internet and people are like, whoa, cats did that? That's weird. And it's like, no, it's been happening for thousands of years. We just now can document it and show it to the world. That's what's going on. That's why, right? Because dogs will do tricks in front of anyone. Dogs will do whatever you want all the time. Now we get a little behind the scenes. It's the BTS. Every video that you see on the internet is just a BTS video. That's all it is. It's just cats behind the scenes. That's what it is. A cat BTS video. And my cats are great because they do a lot of stuff, even that's not BTS. Like they just let me have a scenario and they come through every time. And I just want to give a shout out and say thank you, you guys. I really appreciate it. No, you deserve it. Don't be so modest. Don't, you guys stop. They're so humble. It's disgusting. But yeah, but Papa, his like thing is, and now every time I go to the fucking bathroom, he's got to be in there. You know what I mean? He's like, it's like a hall monitor, except it's like, it's a bathroom monitor. Like, I got to be in here just in case you decide to bring that laser in and we have to do a bathroom in the tub thing again. You know what I'm saying? He's like this morning, I like went in the bathroom and Papa didn't really know. And the broad was like, you know what? I'll join you today. And I was like, oh, that's real sweet. And so I'm on the toilet and I start talking to her because she like laid down at my feet with like her little belly up. And then she kind of like put her paw on my foot and it was really cute. And I was thinking, damn it, why didn't I bring my phone in here? And because again, that's the BTS, right? Why didn't I bring my phone in here? She's being so cute. She's like this all the time. Nobody knows. I need to capture that moment for the world so they understand that she's not a bitch. Right? But I'm like talking to her. I'm like, oh, Bellies, you're so sweet. Da, da, da. And then from outside the door, you just hear Papa, meow, meow, like so loud. And it was like he was banging. It was the equivalent of like a SWAT team at the door, just open up. What are you doing in there? You guys having fun in there? Why are you having fun? Is there a laser in there? Is someone in the fucking tub? Is there a cat in the tub without me? Oh, hell no. And I was like, Papa, calm down. I'm going to be out in a minute. He's so cute. He's so cute. If you were like listening to if you were following me on my Instagram, you saw a couple of days ago how there was a girl outside in her bathing suit. Did I talk about this on the last podcast? About how people take photos outside just in front of random people's houses and they'll do a full-on photo shoot. And so I did talk about that last podcast. And then like the next day, there was a girl in a gold bikini outside my neighbor's garage on the cement, a brown garage door, taking pictures. And I'm like looking at her, I'm like, this is what I don't understand. First of all, you're in a bikini. Why aren't you at the beach? Why aren't you in front of the canals? Why are you in front of a garage door? first and foremost, what kind of photographer like genius is that? That doesn't make sense to me. 2, you're in an alleyway in a gold bikini. And 3, you just fucking proved my point. Thank you. I appreciate you showing up here today because it just proved my point. Also, there was a girl, what I didn't really get on my Instagram stories, there was a girl who was like 7 who was doing like school photo. It was like, I think it's a couple of weeks ago, and like school has just gotten out. And you know how a lot of times parents like to take pictures on the first day of school and on the last day of school, you know, they do like this thing. And I'm pretty sure that's what this was. And this girl was taking pictures on the last day of school, and she was like 7, and she's like crouching in front of the same fucking garage door that girl in the bikini was doing. And she's like looking cute and stuff. And I was like, I don't get it. Like, this is some stranger's garage door. Why is your kid in front of that? Then she just ducks behind someone's car in the alleyway, changes outfits, goes right back to the garage door, and starts taking another round of photos. I just remember growing up and being like, you just do it in front of your own house and door. Even if you don't have a house, you have an apartment, do it in front of your door in the apartment. Or do it outside your own building. That would make more sense to me than driving somewhere else and doing it in front of someone else's garage. Still don't get it. Still will never understand. It's too weird. It's too strange. Like, I love people so much. And then I'm really trying to I'm such a analyzer of a situation, right? So I'm just trying to always see what's their gain and benefit. You know, let's try and figure this out. What is it about the human mind to go in front of someone else's house and take pictures? But it's not even a cool house. It's not even this. It's just this fucking brown garage. I'm talking way too much about it. And I know maybe you guys are like, hey, move on. And I'm like, I can't, because it happens every day here. And I still am baffled why. That's okay. That's all right. By the way, I kind of did this rant on my social media the other day too. And people are like, you shouldn't complain so much about something. I had said, I was talking about the bird shit on my car because I live by the beach. So when I go to get a car wash, doesn't matter. The next day, bird shit everywhere because I live 2 blocks away from the beach. Gorgeous place, right? And this person was like, you know what? You really shouldn't complain. You live 2 blocks away from the beach. Some people don't even have the pleasure of that. And I was like, let me tell you why you're wrong. All right, I'm going to go into a big rant right here. You are wrong because anywhere in the world, there is a plus and a minus to living at the beach. By the way, before I go into this, I have my retainers in. And so I kind of talk weird. And so I said human being one time on my Instagram story. And this girl texted me. It was like, oh, human being. Because I it's it makes me have a little bit of a lisp. So just letting you know. It's because of my retainers. Didn't do the best to pronunciate as accurately as I can. But anyway, so she said this person was like, you shouldn't complain. And I was like, you're absolutely wrong. One, living by the beach has its downside. It's gorgeous. You're absolutely right. It's stunning. It's beautiful. But it has a lot of downsides. One, everyone wants to go to the beach. Traffic is shitty. Everyone wants to be there. 2, seagulls shit on your car no matter how often you want to get it clean. And it's so frustrating because in LA, everyone really takes care of their car. They're in their car all the time. You guys, I'm sure have heard the stereotype that traffic in LA is so bad, so you're in your car all the time. That's why a lot of people have nice cars or try to make it as comfortable as possible. because you're in it so much. So you better like where you're sitting, every day. So a lot of people take care of it. And the thing about, I try, and then it just gets shit on right away, and it frustrates me. So I don't want to waste another money. So then I just let the shit pile up. And I still am like, oh, but I don't want to get this because it's going to be the same thing and just tomorrow. So, I was like complaining about that. It's a really funny thing to me, right? So someone was like, you shouldn't complain. And I was like, no, wherever you live, there's a downside, right? If you live in Idaho, the downside is that you live in Idaho. You're actually the minus. No, it's just like you're in Idaho. There's nothing around, but guess what? You don't have a lot of traffic. You know what I mean? Like, that's a plus. You don't have seagulls shitting on your thing all day. That's a plus. There's pluses and minuses anywhere in the world. Also, like, to not complain is to not be human. Like, you have to be, we're all about trying to live our most authentic life, correct? Everyone here is trying to be the best person that they're trying to be. And that means acknowledging all the shit that you do, right? You can't change to be a better person if you don't know that what you're doing is shitty. All right. Also, in order to have the light come in, you have to shine that light on the dark side, right? We have to acknowledge what we don't like in order to know what we do like, right? Maybe in a couple years, I'll be like, you know what? I don't want to live by the beach. I want to go somewhere else. Like, the seagulls are too much. Like, I don't know. That could be possible. But I now know what the downsides are living at the beach because I finally did it. But we should be able to complain. There's so many things of like, you know what? We just got to stay positive. We just really got to think this. And it's like, yes, you absolutely need to remind yourself to stay positive and whatever. But to only be positive is fake. It's fake as shit. How is someone going to know if you piss someone off without telling them? Oh, I'm just going to really stay positive. And then you're going to explode and murder someone. Like, you better release, like, get it out of your system. Go and complain about something. Please, for the love of God, pick something out that what you like. So many people, like, I'll even ask, I'm like, what don't you like? And they're like, oh, well, I really don't. I see the side. No, something pisses you off. Even a fucking monk is going to get pissed off at the fucking bee that keeps coming by his head as he's trying to meditate. Like, he's going to be mad. Oh, Bellies. Bellies is outside. She wants in. Hey, Bellies. Hey. Here she comes. Miss America. She's so cute.
I love her. She's the queen.
Anyways, you just gotta complain. You gotta complain about something. Just don't stay in it. Or laugh about it while you're complaining. That's another thing. Like, laugh about it while you're complaining. That's why I like complain about the shit. It's like, man, it just doesn't let up. My whole car is covered in bird shit. And I'm like, is it more than normal? Like, I feel like my car in particular really gathers. And the other day, I had a bird that had diarrhea or something because it wasn't white anymore. It was like brown with like spots in it. And I was like, God damn it. I mean, you got to laugh through the complaints. But complaining can be fun. That's why we love comedians so much. So let's talk about, we love comedians so much because they can find something that like really bothers them. And on some level, we understand what they're talking about and we get it. Right? And we're like, oh yeah, I'm like that too. Oh, he said it perfectly. That's exactly why I agree with them. And you're like, see, I'm not a shitty person. Someone else thinks that. Someone else thinks that. So I'm not really that shitty. And it's like, no, every person on this earth is shitty on some level about something, right? Everyone's particular about some small thing. We just have to own it. And then once you own it, you can like release it so it doesn't like build up and bother you anymore. But yeah, those murderers, those like serial killers are the ones that never really said anything at first. And everyone's like, oh, I can't believe it. He was just so nice guy. He's barbecued and always waved at me. We always had our cars parked in the front of his house. He never cared. We would always take pictures in front of his garage. He was so nice about it. No, he was just boiling up inside until he fucking snapped. Yeah, that's what all these girls that are like, you know what, think positive on Instagram. No, you're going to end up on the show Snapped in 15 years. And we're going to see how you got there. And it was first by messaging me about how I shouldn't complain. And I was like, girl, you're going to die one day. You're going to go on a murder rat. It's going to be a homicide suicide because you could not complain about one thing. Am I done complaining about people complaining about my complaining? I don't know. It sounds like a 6-part series to me, as I could really go on this level. Oh my God. But that's okay. I was thinking about how like I was thinking about how I was thinking about dating the other day, and I remember this guy. This is why I really don't put myself out there on apps, because you got to sift through so much bullshit before you get to something worth quality, is because like Tinder itself isn't really a quality app. It's just a hookup app. It's just strictly something, right? And this guy one time literally started off by saying, you know, we're adults. And I already knew, and I was like, oh shit, you only say we're adults before you come up with something stupid. Like already, like I'm just like, oh God. And he's like, we're adults. So if I want to call you up for sex or if you want to call me up for sex, we should be able to engage in that type of activity without, you know, any commitments or anything like that. And I was just thinking, like, isn't that the exact opposite of what an adult should be doing? Like, isn't it as an adult, you should be able to commit? Like, shouldn't we like learn to know what it is like to commit and like learn what it's like? Like, I don't know. I was just thinking like this guy was basically telling me like all these things about what it was that made us adults, when really it was like the most immature thing you could fucking do. I just like how, like, whenever someone is like, you know, we're all adults here, it's them immediately trying to convince everyone else that what we're about to do is really stupid, but it's okay because we're adults. And it's actually like, we're adults. We should be able to set boundaries and say no, is what adults should be doing. You know? I feel like it's like the same as like, it's kind of the same theory as when you say, we're not in high school, you guys. Like, it's kind of that same thing. I remember this girl, she had slept, I was in the restaurant industry, like I was like serving, and she had slept with someone at the restaurant. Like, if you are in the restaurant industry, like, you understand that everyone hooks up with everyone. You're around each other all the time, right? And she was like, she slept with somebody and it was like kind of awkward and like people were like whispering or whatever. And she was like, we're not in high school, you guys. And I was like, yeah, we are. Like, the restaurant industry is basically high school, except the students are 18 to 35. Like, yes, this is high school. If anyone's in the restaurant, like, for example, one time my friend, she had made one of those charts of a list of everyone in the restaurant, and then she had drawn lines to who had hooked up with who, and like how many people like 1 degree away from everyone of like who's, and so there's just drama because everyone slept with everybody except me. I was like the only person that didn't sleep with anyone. And I'm just now realizing that, yeah, it's exactly like high school. See, I just proved my point once again. Told you, it's exactly like high school. I'm still the third wheel. All the friends coming to me about the drama, and I'm not really in it because I'm not sexually active. Oh my God. But I hope you guys like get what I'm saying. If you're in the restaurant industry, like it's seriously like high school all over again. There's so much drama. And then trust me, like some people don't even talk to each other on shifts when they're mad. It's like so petty, and like, to be fair, I've never worked in an office, so like I don't really know if it's the same. But it's definitely like that in the restaurant industry. If you haven't yet, I want you guys to go and check out the last video that I did. Is the day in the life. Well, I don't even know it's called Cat Commentary, and it's where my cats comment on a day in the life of what I do. And it's really great because we know that they just talk shit about us all day. But I always have like really wondered, like, I wonder what they're thinking. I wonder what what really came from this is like, if my cats could talk after, or like explain to me what happened when I came home when I was blacked out, it'd be real interesting. The things that if animals could talk, the amount of blackmail that would go on would be undeniable. Like I was just, like even with like senators, everyone has a dog. And that dog's just like, dude, if I even had a voice box, if someone is going to invent a way for me to explain what the fuck just happened, because I just saw that senator, have a wife, and then you turn out to be gay. And the dog's like, I know everything. I hope does that make sense? Like these animals could take down America real quick with all the secrets that they know. Even just listening on conversations on the phone. You know what I mean? Like it could be really dangerous.
That's why I'm so glad that you don't tech.
But anyways, yeah, that's what that video was like basically based off of. Is my thing about that. We've been watching Westworld recently, and first of all, I love Westworld. It used to be, if anyone of you out there who watch HBO's Westworld, it used to be a movie in the 70s, and my brother somehow got like a tape of it in the 90s. I don't know if it was like on TV and he like did that record thing where you could like put a tape in, and if you press record, it would like record off your TV or something. Man, I wish that technology was back. I remember having like a tape deck in the 90s too, and like a song would come on the radio and I'd be able to like press record, and so I could just record the song on the radio and then I would have it on my tape thing in the 90s. It was like so nice because I didn't have money. I was like really young, so like I didn't have any money or anything. Like my mom's gonna buy me a bunch of stuff, so I would have like, I'd like hear it on the radio and I go and record it. And I wish that kind of technology would come back a little bit. Even though I guess you could just pirate it for free on some level. I don't know why I'm like, man, there's still so many other ways, but I want that way. I want that way back. There's this girl comedian that I know, and I forget her name. God, fuck. But she does this great bit where she was like, if old people can't, when old people are racist, there's like this thing where it's like, they're like, oh, well, they're old. It was from a different era and a different time, and it's just who they are, right? And this girl was like, if that's true, then they're not allowed to have new technology, right? They're supposed to stay in that same era, and they can't develop or grow with new technology. So you get your rotary phone, and you get like no computer, no Netflix. You don't get any of that shit until you update your fucking worldview on racism and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, that's so fucking genius. Like, I loved her bit about it. Can't remember her name. And I totally like think that way about stuff now, like so many people are like, my cousin, I was talking to my cousin on the thing today, and she's just like, I'm done with Amazon. They're just taking out smaller shops and stuff like that. And I was like, well, it's just the way it is. Like some things become more obsolete, like Toys R Us. We were talking about Toys R Us, and Toys R Us is out, and some people are sad. And by the way, it was so sad when like they posted that picture of the giraffe with like a suitcase in like that empty store. Like, it was so sad. And he's like, oh, I guess all the kids grew up now. And we're like, God, could you be more heartbreaking? And at the same time, Amazon has a deal right now for like 3 boxes of Legos for hella cheaper than you. And I don't have to leave my house. So ridiculous. But I had to go there. I'm actually really lucky that Toys R Us closed at the time it did, because I had to go there because we were doing this new video that I have this week. Requires a lot of toys, and so, which comes out Thursday. But yeah, so I had to go in there, and it was so sad. It was just like, it felt like it was already burning inside, but nothing had burned. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, shit was like falling over. Everything was emptied out. Stuff was on the floor. There was caution tape up. Like, I was like, did this place burn down? Just mentally and energetically. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah. What? Not having new technology if you don't get new. Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you don't have new. Yeah. Fuck you, racist grandparents. Get over it. It was so funny. Like, my aunt, we were like thinking about like my grandpa. And then she was like, he was so racist. And I was like, I know, yeah, he was really racist. And I just kind of said that like that. Like, he's still my grandpa, so like I love him on some level, but it still doesn't excuse that he was racist. And then because I said it, and maybe it was like in my tone, she was like, oh, lighten up. And I was like, I'm not mad that he was racist. Like, it's not my fault that he's racist and whatever. And she was like, he was a good guy. Like, suddenly she went into this defense thing about it. And I was like, who was racist? Like you can tell me all the things on what he did for humanity. And he was also racist. Like, we can't deny that, Like, a lot of people like don't want to admit that, But yeah, I had a racist grandpa. He died though. So like, don't worry, guys. We're one less racist in the world, okay? I'm real fucking dark. It's because my grandpa was racist. So what do you expect? No. By the way, Westworld is what I was talking about because of the technology in Westworld. But in this 90s, my brother recorded the Westworld video, and so my brother and I used to be obsessed with it. It's about this company that creates multiple worlds that are run by robots, and they're like theme parks so that you get to go as a human and enjoy them. So you get to kill the robots, you can have sex with them, you can whatever. And there was Roman world, there was future world, and there was Westworld. And what happens in the movie is one rogue robot in Westworld goes crazy and starts killing all the guests and everything. Something happens and he kills everyone. And my brother and I used to watch it all the time. No one knows this movie, by the way. My brother and I had been trying to find it on DVD for a little while, and we couldn't find it for a long time. And I'm sure now you could probably get it because of the show is now going on. But it's this weird, crazy thing, and we just really liked watching it because we're fucked up. Because in the 90s, I'm 7. I don't know. I'm watching this Westworld shit. Anyways, so now they have the show, and it's really great. It's so well done. It's so much way better than the movie. It's so much more layered and thought-provoking, and so many different storylines coming together. Every episode is just little bits of pieces of crumbs from a bread that you get to follow the trail along, and it's just so beautiful. I can't even tell you. So we're watching the second season, and it's way different than the first, but they kind of need to go that direction, so I get it. So anyways, why I'm bringing this up is Rachel Evan Wood. She's one of the stars. And also, you're going to have to look this up because I want to make sure I get this right. Rachel Evan Wood, she's one of the stars. No. Her name's Rachel. Her name is Rachel Evan Wood. That's wrong. Well, her name's Rachel. Her name's not Evan. Look it up, because now I'm this is so. What does it say? Her name's Evan?
I think so.
What girl's name is Evan? Hold on, now I gotta fucking look it up, because I don't believe it.
Look it up.
Well, wait. Her name's Evan. And this whole time, I thought it was my dyslexia. But it's not. Oh my God. Does she go by Rachel?
I don't know.
Who fucking knows? Wow. I'm shook just by that information alone. Don't name your girl Evan. Don't do it.
It wasn't me correcting you, though. It was the internet.
You were correcting me, Austin. Don't act like it was the internet. You're just oh, so sorry. The internet says that it's Evan Rachel Wood. I'm not doing it, but I just want to repeat again loudly for the folks at home to hear that it's actually Evan Rachel Wood. I'm okay, Austin. I'm not right. Just the entire internet is right, Anne-Marie. Okay, motherfucker. Okay, so Evan Rachel Wood. She went on a 24-hour hunger strike also, this is where I want you to look up, and I want you to make sure I'm saying this right so I don't fuck it up. She went on a 24-hour hunger strike, And it was for like what?
Immigration policy.
It was for the immigration policy. And I was reading this article and she was saying, you know, it's a small price to pay for whatever. And I was like, you didn't pay for anything. Like, you got hungry for 24 hours and then you're like, there, I did it. For you guys, people are like, I want real food. I'm at the border. Can you just like maybe get supplies? Like, I don't know. I was reading this article and she went on a 24-hour hunger strike for the immigration policy to prove what? What did she prove? That she's done a fast before? This is sometimes where I like don't understand, like, because on some level she is in Hollywood, so I'm sure it kind of benefits her. She's like, you know what? I need to fit in this dress on Tuesday. And so Monday I'll do the strike so I can get 2 birds with 1 stone and then be able to fit into that costume that I so desperately want to. Austin, yeah, tell me.
It was put on by Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Organization. And they're doing 24 hours and they pass it to somebody else. And the next person does 24 hours and then they pass it on to somebody.
Does that create change? That's my point. Does that really create change? Each person tagged in a hunger strike for 24 hours to prove that the immigration policy is bullshit? I don't fucking think so. Fucking eat something, get some energy, and actually go to your fucking senators, do whatever, put money at the goddamn situation. Y'all have a lot of it. Don't fucking act like you're helping so much because you're not eating today. We live in Hollywood. A lot of people don't already do that. Like, I don't get that shit. That is some Hollywood bullshit right there. Ugh. Tag, you're it. Now you don't eat. Okay, I got it. Just another day in Hollywood. My God. What are we doing this for? For immigration. You got it. That's right. Like, my God. These people, like, just pay people to do better job. Whatever. Throw money at it. And by the way, I love her in Westworld. Love her. But this article was like I'm someone who is more liberal than conservative. I'm liberal in general, but sometimes like this shit comes up and I'm like, it's too metaphoric, you guys. We don't need to be metaphoric. We don't need to like we don't need to like protest in metaphor. We don't need to do that. You guys are very smart, super artsy. We don't need that. We just need like actual action and change. So put some money on it. Make it happen. Oh, God. Sometimes it just kind of cracks me up. Austin, what are we doing on time? Have we hit the half-hour mark? Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. Okay, so now what I was saying is, so there's this other thing that I want to bring up really fast is I was like looking at nails. Like I wanted to I'd get my nails done quite often. Like every 3 weeks or something. And I like my kitty nails. I call them my Rihanna nails. The first time I saw this nail shape was like years ago. And she's like flipping off a camera like this. And she has these like dope, pointy red nails that I loved so much. So now it's like been my shape for a long time. They're my little kitty scratchers. Well, I was looking up nail ideas because I was like thinking about, I don't know, and I wrote up like cool nail ideas, like was Googling them. And what came up was recently this salon came up with a pooping nail, which is what is as follows. It's literally they put a toilet on the nail. And they have like this little toilet, and then they created a butt on a nail, and then she created like this brown ball under the butt of the nail, and you push on it, and brown poop comes out into the toilet, and this was nail art. Now, if you have to look it up, it's so fucked. It's like ridiculous. And I was thinking, like, who the fuck has time for that? Who the hell is like, you know what? I'm wanting to express myself through my nails on some level of all the shit that I've been through. Let's get the poop nail design. I actually want to go in and be like, I'm sorry, can you guys maybe like create like a butt with like poop coming out? Maybe on like a toilet? I mean, we could put a toilet. I don't know if that's too crazy. I would be satisfied with just the butt and the poop coming out. If we can't find a toilet, we can't do that. But if we could get a toilet on there, it would make things so much nicer and cleaner, and people would get the concept a little bit better. I don't understand. This just proves my point that girls are just as gross as guys forever. Someone would be like, oh, only a guy would come up. Nope. Women come up with this shit too. They always have. Women have always been gross. We've just been told not to be gross in public. We're just like cats, motherfucker. This is the BTS behind the scenes. We're exactly like cats. For so long, no one knew how gross we were until the fucking internet came around. And then inch by inch, we started to kind of come out and say little things here and there and show little gross habits of ours here and there. And sooner or later, all the women were like, oh yeah, that's me too. That's me too. And now we own it a lot more, don't we? Because all of the BTS stuff has come out because of the internet. God, the internet is the most amazing place in the world. By the way, I'm not saying I'm not gross. Like, I'm gross. I'm not complaining about girls being gross. I'm complaining about that nail art. I don't know if that's considered nail art or maybe nail comedy. Nail comedy might be a genre at this point. But like, you know, that's the thing is like I've always known that's what I feel like that maybe is me not growing up with any sisters, and then also having like I have a total of 5 brothers. Like I have my real brother and then 3 stepbrothers and a half brother. And maybe growing up with them all the like, you know, for the majority of my life, like I just kind of fit in. Like I knew I was different, but at the same time, I just like you got to learn to play with these guys. You know what I mean? So you kind of like adopt their humor a little bit or like learn to see that side and point of view a lot more when you have more brothers to be around. Yes, I told you, Austin's looking at the video right now. The girl pooping in the toilet. I was not exaggerating. It's literally exactly like that.
Oh
you guys have to look it up. It's exactly what I said. I am not exaggerating. This is not a metaphor. Okay, this is me being direct as fuck about those nails. Anyways, what was I talking about again? God, I forgot what I was talking about. This is what happens. I get too distracted. Austin, you gotta pay attention.
I wasn't writing.
It's the whole reason.
I was watching the butt video.
You gotta help me keep my live stream of consciousness going.
Fingernail butt.
I know. You should have looked it up while I was talking about it. Motherfucker.
Oh.
It's okay. By the way, I had this idea. When I get the first, I don't have another mic, so I don't have any guests on right now. It's just me ranting, basically, and just going on and talking about stuff. And what I wanted to say, but when I do get a second mic, I'm thinking about having some guests every once in a while or whatever. But I thought that when I do get a second mic, the very first guest will be Austin Scott. And what we will do is we will have a trivia game. And the reason why I want to have a trivia game is because Austin is homeschooled and knows nothing about the real world in terms of pop culture.
Just don't ask me about Evan Rachel Wood.
Yeah. You can't look it up, Austin, because you didn't know either, dick. So let's just fucking get that out of the way. But like what I want is to like someone brilliantly, what was it that I posted last week about Austin not knowing? He didn't know what? Oh, we were talking about the Adam's apple. And then someone said like, oh my God, what is he going to blow our minds with of him not knowing next? You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, that's a great idea. We should have a trivia game. You know, I'll throw in some hard ones, but I'll probably throw in some softballs just in case. Even though I would have thought that maybe Janet Jackson being related to Michael Jackson was a softball, but unfortunately Austin didn't know that one. But I'm really excited. It'd be really fun to have a homeschool trivia. And then maybe I'll put in randomly a math question that he will know and he could just tell me. And I won't even have to look up the answer. I'll just trust that he knows the answer. But I thought that'd be really fun and entertaining to hear what Austin knows and doesn't know about anything pop culture related, because it always blows my mind every day. And it's very entertaining. And I cannot not stop talking about it. Like I find it so endearing because I love when people are different from me. Because it's so weird to me. Because my brain, how I think is, for me, there's like a logical, way to get how I think of things, which is totally not true, by the way. Like other people think of stuff and they're like, how did you come up? People always ask me that. How did you come up with blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, my brain? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just how I think. So I love listening to how other people think when it's totally completely different from me based on it. And they think that way based on their own environment growing up and all that kind of stuff, So it really fascinates me. So then when someone really doesn't think like me, I hone in on it all the time. I want to talk about it all the time. I want to tell everyone about it all the time. For example, I'm actually going to give this example and I'm not going to give this person's name. But one of the great examples I always like to talk about is my friend. She was telling me how she went to a Pussy Dolls concert and like years ago. And she was at the Pussy Dolls concert. And they came out and they started singing and dancing right at the beginning. And she said she just started bawling. And she was crying at the Pussy Dolls concert. And I was like, you cried at the Pussy Dolls concert? I was like, why? And she's like, it was just such good dancing. And it was all, she just like went into like the dancing of the Pussy Dolls was so good that she was emotionally invested and cried. And there's music and like all this kind of stuff. And I was like, that is so funny because I cried at like Beyonce. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, I understand that. But I've never heard of anyone crying at the Pussy Dolls concert because their dancing was so good. Now, I wanted to talk about this everywhere I went. I get wasted and I'd be like, look, my friend, she like cried at the Pussy Dolls concert. Because it was so not like me. I don't understand why, but I also find it really endearing. Like, it's not a bad thing that she cried at the Pussy Doll concert. It's not bad at all. It is just something that I would have never done. And I love this. I love it. I love that she cried. I love that she fucking cried at the Pussy Dolls concert. It makes me feel so, like, it just makes me understand her personality even more. I like it. But she was looking at it as that, like, I was being, like, really, like, dogging on her. And she's like, you know, it really hurts my feelings when you blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm so sorry. I immediately say I'm sorry because, like, I don't want anyone to feel bad when I'm talking about stuff like that because I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's an extraordinary thing that had happened, and I can't wait to tell the world about it because it's so different from what I would have done. But I immediately, like, stopped talking about it as I'm talking about it on this podcast, which is why I'm not saying her name. But you have to, like, respect people if they don't want you talking about, you know, their own personal story. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I won't, like, tell people about that when we're out. I'm so sorry. But just know that I find it very endearing about you. And it's always why I talk about it. And I think I got that from my dad's side of the family. It's like my dad's side of the family would just make fun of people all the time. And sometimes it's too much. Sometimes it was inappropriate. Sometimes it wasn't funny to laugh about it. Like, but my dad's side of the family, schizophrenia run in their family. Run on that side. And so a lot of times dealing with someone's schizophrenia, we would just, like, make fun of it and all that kind of stuff because some things are so serious that you have to go there. But I also understand that sometimes it could be too much. You know, I get what that means. Like, my dad's side of the family just prodded a little too hard at times. So I could see her point of view, so I had to, like, let up and whatever. And then she was like, "Oh, well, okay. Now that I understand your point of view and where you're coming from," she was like, "It's okay." You know, she, like, wasn't mad at me anymore, even though I just said the story again and just went against everything that we agreed upon. It's seriously so good, but when Austin sits down here, it's so fun to me to hear his point of view and take on pop culture. I love it. So the first time I get a second mic, that's what's coming your way. I just want to let you know. Anyways, I think that's about it right now. I had such a good time today. It kind of went by a little fast. I mean, we had some stuff to talk about. Let me know if you liked this, what you want. If you have a question for me, tweet me at CrazyAvey. Or you can go on my Instagram, ask a question there. If I post anything about the podcast, please let me know. I would love to answer anything with my knowledge, which is I don't have knowledge of anything. But I do have opinions, and I can complain. So, thank you so much. I love you guys. Until next time, Nine Lives Podcast, signing off.
Pete, repeat.